was the greatest of Prophet Muhammad's companions. But he was ridiculed, he was teased, he would be sidelined. Sayyidah Zainab saw that. Sayyidah Zainab felt the pain when someone killed him, assassinated him. Sayyidah Zainab was in the house when her mother Fatima Zahra, we know what happened in the house, where it was the cause of her Fatima Zahra's son, unborn son, to die, Hassan or Muhsin. Sayyidah Zainab saw all that. Sayyidah Zainab was there when her brother was poisoned by his own wife. Imam Hassan was poisoned by his own wife. Sayyidah Zainab saw that. Not just that, Sayyidah Zainab was with Imam Hussein, and she saw the death of people she loved the most in front of her eyes. Now, I deal a lot with post-traumatic stress disorder, people who see war, for example, or they see someone, at most they might see it's very uncommon, but they see someone die in front of them, and this leaves them traumatized for life. They have nightmares, they can't sleep properly. But the level of trauma that Sayyidah Zainab saw, imagine, she saw the butchering of her brother Abu Fadl al-Abbas, hands decapitated in front of her. She saw the butchering of her family members, her nephews, such as Qasim. She saw the massacre of her sons that were also there in Karbala. She saw the death and mutilation of her brother, Imam Hussein, who she loved so much. Imagine one of those things happened to you, how difficult that would be. Imagine we get involved with a car accident which was very bad. That in itself, how bad it will affect us. But imagine what she had to go through. Not just that, we heard over the 10 nights how people died one by one, and she witnessed it. She saw the 6-month-old baby of Imam Hussein die. But after that, those scums on the enemy's lines, they came and raided the camps. They humiliated the women, they captured them, they imprisoned them, they walked them towards Sham, Syria in humiliation. Have you ever felt humiliation where people are laughing at you? Imagine you're from the household of revelation and Quran, yet this happened to you after all that. So she bore all this. And people might say, is that depression? She cried a lot. But the main difference is depression is where it affects your daily functioning. You can't think properly. Your work is not proper. Your motivation, your energy is lowered. You feel lethargic and tired always. Sayyidah Zainab saw so much calamity, yet she was the most effective and most productive of people. She was so strong. Look at her resilience that comes from faith. I told you that outlook, that so much death and massacre happened, yet when Ibn Ziyad, or some say Yazid, said, how did you see the death of your brother? Pretty much saying, how'd you like that? How did she respond? Look at her outlook. مَا رَأَيْتُ إِلَّا جَمِيلًا. I did not see but beauty. I did not see the manifestation of Allah's plans, and I submit to Allah's plans. And I shall be strong. And the speech she gave was so shaking. She shook the foundation of Yazid's throne, that her message was to tell people what happened in Karbala and wake up the Muslims who had gone so down and so far away from Islam and Islam's message, that some people say that the best of companions, the best of people, best of Muslims of all time were the Prophet's companions and the companions after them, the Ashaba and the Tabi'een. How could they be? They were scum, some of them, or a lot of them. 30,000 of them. They killed the household of the Prophet. How are they? How are they anything but scum? But despite that, Sayyidah Zainab had this strength that we say that incredible amount of pain she had, but incredible amount of strength she had. And so this should be lessons for us, that if we adopt honestly a percentage of the principles that they had, we see the world in a completely different way. We will be happier individuals. As the Quran says, رَاضِيَةُ الْمَرْضِيَةُ, pleased and satisfied. Even though your heart is aching, the Prophet said, if you knew what I know, you would laugh less and cry more. Yet he was seen to be the most smiling person. Yet you see that they were the most productive and effective people. That if they were around today, they would be they would create the best of technologies, because we discovered in the first 2 nights how knowledgeable and wise they were. Women, man, whatever the case may be, if you're a Muslim, you're black, you're white, you're young, you're old, you have a treasure. And this treasure is not for anyone but ourselves. That's why Allah said, we created you, I was a hidden treasure, and I wanted my servants to know me. How beautiful that concept becomes, life becomes. Anyways, we've approached the time of Salah, and that is of paramount importance more than any of these talks, because Imam Hussein, he delayed the fight. He was in a better position to kill the enemy that one day before the thirst got unbearable, before the malnutrition and dehydration got unbearable. But he extended it because he wanted to pray and talk to his God. And what does prayer mean? We touched on it, what truly prayer means, Mi'raj al-Mu'min. So inshallah, if we acquaint ourselves with these gems, then we realize how beautiful life can become. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Wa akhir da'wan, alhamdulillah. And again, a reminder, tomorrow will be the final session at 6:30 to 7:30. And inshallah, you can come with any questions, queries, pick my brain. If I said anything wrong, challenge me. This is what Islam is about, discussion, open discussion. And if something doesn't make sense, talk about it. If the answers might not be there, the answers are there. Look for it. There's only some things that the answers might not be ever available, such as why is Fajr 2 rakat, not 3 rakat. In those things we submit. But in the principle, in the main things of Islam, we talked about again a few nights ago, that we need to come to those conclusions with our aql. So, akhir da'wan, alhamdulillah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.